Hi, I'm Shannon McGee, strategic business coach and owner of Network in Action and NIAX here in the metropolitan Nashville area. And today I have David Crabtree, owner of Crabtree Benefits. Thanks for joining me today, David.
Hey, thank you, Shannon, for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey, kind of where you came from, how you got started before owning your business.
That's a really interesting story. I sometimes refer to myself as an accidental entrepreneur. I was a teacher for 12 years, and some things happened. Didn't have tenure at a particular place, and um, and decided, well, maybe it's time to do something different. So, never thought about getting into the benefits arena. Got started with supplemental benefits, and after about a year of that, decided I wanted to expand and really become an actual broker. So from there, was able to be introduced to a wonderful friend and mentor who I still do some work with and talk with often. Worked for him for about 8 years, and over the course of that time, I kind of learned the industry backwards. I learned to kind of be an account manager first, and then a salesman second. So I provide a concierge service to my clients. But in January 2020, decided to take the leap, start Crabtree Benefits, and so this is 6 years in business now.
That's awesome. Congratulations. You know what I love about your story is you started as a teacher, right?
Mhm.
Helping people, educating people, right? And then as an account manager, it was taking care of them versus sales first. You're in a pretty competitive landscape, and there's a lot of people who are very salesy, transactional first versus this teaching, coaching, listening that you have. And what a great experience that you bring to the table, you know. Um, so speaking of competitive, like gosh, there's lots going on and in employers, they want to have benefits or benefits. Gosh, the rates are going up. What are some of the things that you're seeing, both in the industry or just different ways that you're seeing you're able to help your clients?
Yeah, well, first of all, trend has always been higher. And we talk about inflationary rates, things like that. Trend in for let's just talk medical rates are about 10%. So if you get a renewal that's under 10%, you're actually doing pretty good, even though some people don't want to necessarily hear that. But what I do is, being a broker, shopping the entire market, being able to look at different carriers to try to find the best possible rate. So, one of the things that I really focus on is moving companies. I work with a lot of smaller companies in the what we call the level funded arena, which is a form of self-funding, but it's specially designed for small groups. Allows us to underwrite the group, which can be a little bit of a two-edged sword depending on what health issues are in the group. But typically, it allows for us to help keep the rates down because once a carrier knows what's there, what things are going on, they can then adjust those rates accordingly. And then there's other products out there. Sometimes I'm able to take a plan, raise the deductible very, very high. And I say high, I'm talking like a $9,000. I'm actually seeing plans now with a $10,000 deductible, if you can believe that. And I'll add in a product in the industry we tend to refer to them as gap plans, where we can bring that plan in to take that very high deductible from 9 or 10,000 and lower it to whatever they want it to be. Lower it down to 5,000, 4,000, whatever. I actually have a group that we crafted a plan for them where they have $1,000. Their actual plan is a $9,000 deductible. We brought the gap in, lowers it all the way to 1,000, and everything goes for it. There's no copays. But once an employee hits $1,000, they don't pay anything else in that plan. It's actually a very, very rich plan uh, for those employees. So it's about being creative. It's about listening to the client. It's about working, trying different things, working with the carriers, having those relationships. It helps to try to get those costs down as much as possible.
Wow, such a great partner. I think a lot of times people just think, well, it's benefits, right? It's just benefits. I'm a little
Mhm.
I have them or I don't have them, right? And what I'm hearing you say, is being as this broker, you have lots of different solutions. And I think
Yes.
my favorite thing about what I heard is these creative solutions. I don't know that people think about benefits as being a creative space, but that option you just gave is remarkable.
Yeah, a lot of times they don't. It's just, well, the rates are high and they just kind of accept them. And it's really nice over the fourth quarter of 2025. Actually was able to talk to a few clients or prospective clients and brought them on board because they didn't realize, hey, what options were out there. And once they started seeing these, it was very inviting for them. They were very excited because it was going to help their bottom line.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Are there any, since you get to do even more than medical, are there any trends you're seeing or just creativity where people are, for employee retention, right? Like
hmm
medical is like like minimum entry, right? Like you got to have that. Are you seeing any trends and additional or supplemental insurances that are really helping in this job market?
Supplemental benefits kind of get forgotten about. Medical tends to suck the air out of the room. Now, if you're a newer company, because with medical, you do need to contribute as an employer
Yep.
to really make it effective. Um, you might, and I actually will tell companies, maybe you want to start with something supplemental wise, start with some disability, dental, vision, those kind of things. And people don't realize that oftentimes um, when they have issues financially from a sickness or an injury, it's not necessarily the medical bills. A lot of times they do have medical coverage. It's those other bills, the electric bills, the car note, mortgage, they get behind on, and that causes the financial struggle.
Mm.
So supplemental benefits can be very helpful, and you can also craft those in such a way. I used the term gap a while ago. You can craft these plans though, where you bring in an accident plan, a critical illness that covers things like heart attacks and strokes. So if someone, God forbid, does have a monumental health issue or health crisis, some supplemental benefits can also help, not only with those out-of-pocket expenses, but maybe help covering that deductible and such as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, David, I know like we talked about, this is a competitive marketplace. Is it something that you only get to do your enrollment at the end of the year? Is it something that like when's the best time to talk to you? Because clearly you have options that others don't necessarily have. They may just have that same
Mhm.
provider year over year and it's what they know and they don't realize there's options. So when's the best time to talk to you?
Well, that's a great question. Really, anytime because say you are a company and you do your benefits where we've just passed January 1st, where a big chunk of my business
Mhm.
renews. But maybe you're not happy. We can start talking now about options for next year. Now, the group market is totally different from the individual market. A lot of people think that's the same. It's totally
Okay.
different. I
Okay.
have groups renewing every month out of the year. So you can redo your plan if you want to. Some don't, but say you want to move it away from December 1st or January 1st. I mean, let's do it in the middle of the summer where things aren't as chugged up. I have groups renewing, June 1, 7, July 1. So anytime is a good time to talk
Okay.
for things like that, but also from the standpoint of maybe you're not getting, like I mentioned earlier, I do a concierge service for my employees, or for the employees that I cover, maybe not getting that proper service. If you're calling your agent and they're just sending you to an 800 number, they're not really giving you that service.
Yeah.
I can literally take that business over with an agent of record letter, and I can then provide you with that service
Mm.
through if you're having trouble with billing, claims, any host of issues for the employees or the for the business that I can assist them with.
That's really good to know because I think a lot of people think they're just locked in and they don't
Right.
have that help. And I think that, in my opinion, I'm not anywhere, in your industry, but in my opinion, people have these plans and they don't, the employees might not necessarily know how to use them. Like, what actually are
Right.
my benefits? What are my options here in this? And so it becomes just very like disparate. It's like, here's your plan and here's the owner and here you are and figure it out on your own, you
Yeah,
know?
a lot of times, and that kind of goes back, mentioned the education background and the teaching. I'm still teaching. So I spend a lot of time on the phone talking to employees. And to be honest, I mean, sometimes the health carriers don't help themselves very much. And you have your deductible and your co-insurance and your out-of-pocket max and there's co-pays, and it can all get kind of overwhelming. So I try to break that down, make it as simple as possible. But I spend a lot of time talking with employees and owners, trying to take it off the owner's plate. The owner's trying to run the business. And so it's my job not to come in and add an extra burden. It's to make it easier for them. So I spend a lot of time with employees going over the benefit plans, answering their questions and things like that.
I love that. So anybody that just feels like it's intimidating, it's scary, the rates keep going up, I don't have time for this, I'm busy running my
Right.
business, talk to you, right? Because there are
Exactly.
solutions regardless of the time of year, as well as to your point, taking it off the owner's plate and providing better service to the employees because, man, that's going to help with employee retention too.
Yes. Retention, also with recruitment. If you come in and see a solid benefit package, there's really no reason. I mean, obviously, 1,000-person company, they have a lot, much more cash flow, and they can do things that a company with 20 employees cannot do
Right.
from the standpoint of what they're contributing. But there's really not any reason why even a group of 20 or 10 for that matter cannot design and have as solid a benefit package as a larger company. And sometimes, believe it or not, those rates can be better because those 10 or 20 people may be healthier than a large client with 1,000 employees where there's more health issues. There's a lot of factors, and you have to kind of just go down that road. Each one is it's kind of like a fingerprint. Each one's a little different.
Yep. Yep. I love that. Well, David, if someone wanted to reach out with to you, have a conversation, what's the best way to reach you?
Obviously through email, but one of the best ways is just to give me a quick call. Give me a quick call. We can talk about your situation, set up a time where we can sit down because it's not a long process, but I need about, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30, just to go over what are you wanting as an owner? What is your plan? What is your goal in the next year, 3 years, 5 years? Are you looking to grow? Are you looking to stay kind of where you are, but you're looking to take care of your people? And are there certain people in your company that you want to kind of make sure they're taken care of because they're very key employees for you. I can help with in that area as well. So those are some great conversations to have if you're looking to keep the people you have, but if you need to get better people or more people, we can also talk about it from that as well.
See, I love that. So anybody listening, if you're thinking this is just price shopping, no, you need a partner that wants to know what is
Hmm.
your goal on this because price is super important. But man, have a conversation. You can have these creative solutions that allow you to achieve your goals instead of just plugging in the boxes, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I love that. Well, David, thanks for talking to me today. Like I've learned a lot from you, and super excited that you're out there really supporting your clients in a very meaningful way.
All right. Well, thank you, Shannon. Thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.